Good afternoon, guys. How's going? First week in the books. It was an interesting week, that's for sure. Some very lackluster offensive performances right across the board. Some of them, some offenses look pretty good, but I would say, yeah, for the most part, most teams really seem to struggle. Now, I've heard people say it's potentially because of lack of preseason games and that sort of thing. But I don't know. They're professional athletes. They've done a month of training camp, OTAs and stuff before that. They've played scrimmages against other teams. I'm going to take these off if I can. Looks like I can see. Yeah, I don't know. It was most games I've watched so far were really really hard to watch. There was some really bad football played in them. So I don't know. It's only week one. Hopefully it gets better as the season goes by. Lots of injuries. There's always injuries. Everyone's going to have to deal with them. Probably, I think the most significant long term throughout the leagues was probably Derek Brown. He was a pretty significant scorer at DT last year and gone for the season already. So, but yeah, there looks like there could be another few lingering issues. Antoine Winfield looks like he's missing at least 2 weeks. I think they're saying maybe 2 to 4. Jordan Love's injury. I saw something the other day where LaFleur said he might. He hasn't ruled him out for this week yet. So I don't know. It looked nasty. Yeah, I think he's definitely got up, got lucky enough to get the better end of the stick there, because that could have been real bad. It could have ended his season and probably the backers with it. So I did see the Packers had actually reached out to Ryan Tannehill, but Tannehill declined and is waiting for. My guess is he's probably waiting for the Cleveland job, because it'll probably be available soon. And if he lands there, he'll probably start the rest of the season. I don't know. Deshaun Watson the whole thing is freaking crazy, man. If you believe some of the reports, they've been supposedly trying to settle this part of this case for the last 10 months. And Watson's lawyer basically said no. Said we're not settling. And oh man, I don't know. This could literally be the end of his career if this goes the way it could. Yeah. Who knows? I was hoping to have some company today, but any options I had have either said no or just couldn't do it tonight. So, and I want to get it done tonight. It's definitely better to get it in before the games have started. So, I'm not going to try and drag on too many things here today. Basically, my plan is to go over last week's results and then just go over this week's results, this week's games. I might mention. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I'll get my big ass ugly head out of the way, and we will put on. Lost my little monitor. Is that the one I'm after? Nope, not that one. There it is there. All right, there we go. And bring me in. Not that one. That one. Too many Too many options to open up here. All right. So, I don't know if this is saying this is the game of the week from last week. Don't know if I'd go down that path. It was the closest game of the week. I do believe. So this one was Joey up against Kenneth. Joey definitely got lucky here. There's no way in the world, no other way to put it, to be honest. Christian McCaffrey plays a quarter. Kenneth wins the game. And it's probably pretty easily. This is probably another. This is the first example of how pretty average the scoring was for the week. 342 to 342.01 to 340.29 is not good scoring. Certainly not under this scoring system. It's not. But they're also the games that you've got to win. If you can, this is pinch and wins here. If you can grab a win under these circumstances, it can mean a lot towards the end of the season because the league's generally pretty close. What do they got there? Any massive points? Oh, Jaden Reed was probably, and I know that it was part of a discussion that he had with me on the, I think it was on the Friday morning last week on who to start, and he ended up going towards Daniel Jones, hoping in what looked like a pretty good matchup for the Giants to actually put some offense out there. It was terrible. The Giants are, if not the worst team in football, they're right there in the conversation. They're atrocious. They have a couple of bright spots on the team, but while Daniel Jones is playing quarterback for them, they'll barely win a game. He is awful. No two ways about it. Anyone? No real standout scorers for even Joey's team. Lamar was easily his highest scorer. Aiden Hutchinson had a pretty good week too, actually. And from Kenneth, Mike Evans just did Mike Evans things. Pretty much guarantee. It's just what he does. Boy, Mafe had a good game. He was all over the field, actually. I watched that game. And Bobby Wagner just did Bobby Wagner things. So, really unlucky for Kenneth there. I would imagine Joey probably thought the same thing. I don't think. Hang on, where are we? That wasn't. Yeah, no, it was a 1-1. So no one got a bonus win out of that. Nor should they have, really. But it was that kind of week. All right, next game, the clown, Jared up against the champ, and in all honesty, it's exactly how it played out. It looked like a clown up against the champ. I think Davo was, if he wasn't the high scorer for the week, he's damn close to it. What do we got? No, yeah, all right. So he's just before 25 points behind the Bears. Wrong one. That one. All right. Yeah, Davo. This game was over really, really early, and that was even with Jared getting some luck with Van Ginkel getting the touchdown as well. Yeah, I don't know. His team didn't perform very well, and Dave got nearly 60 points out of Julian Love, nearly 40 points out of Tyreek Stevenson, 30 out of Foyle Ulcon, who actually had a decreased snap count to what he normally does. I think he actually only played about, I haven't checked the numbers, but I think it's around 75 to 80% of the snaps. So he actually sat out quite a few plays. But yeah, Dave's team played great. 424.73 up against 312.82. Believe Jared's was the lowest score of the week. So, nothing much to harp on there. He was never going to win, so definitely not going to make that the game of the week. Congratulations, Dave. Better luck next week for Jared. This one, everyone's pre-season favourite to win the Titan Bowl. Jakey and the Bulldogs up against myself. I haven't checked the potential points for both teams, but I think we both would have left a number of points on the bench. I know, mate, from my perspective, it's telling me here I did start Chase. I must have, no, I don't know. I must have put him back in the lineup or something. I don't know. I got no idea. Anyway, I was just lucky to win. There was a 3-point stat change. I don't know whether it was a tackle of Fred Warner's that went missing or something. I got no idea. Jake will feel like neither of our teams scored well at all. They were terrible, actually. He's showing there he's got a potential points of 475 points. But this is like Keon White, would you started him over pick your poison there? Like, no chance. You just wouldn't have started him. Bit like myself. I think I had at least I had Darryl Taylor, I think, and he had a 55-point game or something like that. But I'm not starting him over Danielle Hunter or Khalil Mack or Harold Landry for that matter. So we've both made some moves in waivers this week. Hopefully it gets a bit better after this. I don't know. Don't know. My quarterback situation is terrible. Jake hasn't got that problem there. I think we'll be both hoping for much better results going forward. I'll take the win and go into week 2. And good luck to Jakey next week. We'll touch on his matchup shortly. All right. Probably 2 of the better scoring teams of the week here. Eagles up against the Bears. Robbie up against Matt. I haven't fact-checked this. I would say that's up there with Matt's highest score since the start of the league. I know he didn't have a good season at all last year. So I'm willing to bet it's pretty damn close. I could look it up. I might even. But both teams actually did fairly well. Didn't mean to do that. Where are we? What was Matt's highest score? Does it have it on here? No, down the bottom it does. Where are we? Max points 4. There you go. So yeah, it was higher than any score he put up last season, sorry. So that's pretty good going in the first week of the season. So he had 4 guys over 40 points. That's pretty hard to beat, man. And Robbie's team actually put up a pretty good effort. They only had 1 guy over 40, and that was Brian Branch. But pretty solid score, man. As the way the rest of the scoring went for the week, 376 would have won a few other games. So 2 of the others that we've hit so far, and was enough to get Robbie the win on the one of the top 5 highest scorers for the week. So congrats to Robbie for that. Bad luck running into a buzzsaw in week 1. Congrats to Matt, and first of many wins maybe. We'll see how we go. It's definitely a far more promising start than anything that came out last season for Matt. So, all right. The New Orleans Saints up against the Green Bay Packers. Honestly, this was probably the game of the week. Two teams over 400 points, which seemed near on impossible this last week. So, what do you got? So, 441.52 for Spirit up against Paddy's 403.54. So, bad luck, Paddy. Don't know if you had any massive. Oh my God, yeah, you did. You had a massive mistake, and it would have been a hard one to start, to be honest. Depends on what you thought of the Carolina offense, whether you thought it was going to be any better. It's always hard to play corners up against really bad offenses. Most people thought Carolina were going to be a bit better. Alontae Taylor had 60.5 points. And sitting on your bench, that alone, switched out for either one of your other corners that you started, would have won the game. That one move. Once again, would have been hard to start him up against Carolina. Too many uncertainties there, and my God, do they look bad. Carolina and the Giants, I think easily the worst two teams I saw in week 1. There might be some more contenders yet. I think these are two of the better teams in the league too. So, yep, good win for Spirit, and nice top 5 pickup win for Paddy, who otherwise would have left with a duck egg if the system wasn't set up that way. All right. So this week's matchups, got them up here. All right, definitely the game of the week. Going off the first week 1 points. Matt up against Spirit. Projection points. They're always a bit of a crapshoot. No one really has a clue how it's going to be. I am assuming people have entered some sort of lineup. I'll just hit refresh. Oops, wrong button. Just hit refresh. Just in case anyone's punched anything in a little bit later. All right. They've got Spirit as a slight favourite. I don't think there'll be much in this. I did actually do what I wanted to have done last week. This week. So the record from last season, Matt actually holds a 2-1 advantage over Spirit. Both offenses look like they projected the score fairly well. Pretty hard to go past. Josh Allen, man. Like, if Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the league, he'd be the best quarterback in the league. I know there's been other names thrown up there that people think are in the same realm. Buffalo would be absolutely freaking atrocious if they didn't have Josh Allen. He literally carries that team. Sometimes he does some dumb shit doing it, but if they didn't have him, they definitely wouldn't be a playoff team, and they'd probably struggle not to be a top 10 draft pick, to be honest. That's how bad I think the rest of the roster is. Goff Lawrence up against Allen Tua. It could be pretty much a wash, points-wise. On any given week, they can all light it up a bit. So, just having a look to see if there's anything Miles Garrett didn't do much in week 1. Only fairly low scoring. Joey Bosa scored well. Michael Parsons scored well too. Don't know about Sweat. I don't know if he actually put much up at all in week 1. Yeah, 8 points. Yeah. The Bears were generating a fair bit of pressure, and I think Sweat probably contributed to it. But most of it was forced into Darryl Taylor's lap and Javon Dexter. Andrew Billings too. He played an amazing game. Hang on. Sorry, that's my Bears homer coming out. I think this will be a tight matchup. Gun to my head, I'll pretty much always lean to Josh Allen. So, gun to my head, I'll pick the Saints to win, but I think they probably both end up with a win out of it. In other words, I'm trying to say I think both teams will be in the top 5 scorers. So, all right, Philadelphia Eagles up against the Providence Steamrollers. Don't think Kenneth has set a lineup yet. Robbie comes out as a small favourite according to the projections. Robbie's team is good the way it is right now. Like I've said that right from the start. His standard starters are good. The problem's going to be for bye weeks and that sort of thing. He didn't come out of the draft with a great deal of depth. I didn't actually see what waiver moves he's made today. But whilst the teams are completely healthy and away from bye weeks, he's definitely a chance to win most games he's in. Kenneth, I don't like what I'm saying. I don't like what I'm saying about McCaffrey. If he's got Achilles tendonitis, then he'll be a dodgy play probably for the rest of the season. It's disappointing, but unfortunately this is what happens when these guys get to a certain age at that position. They tend to drop off a bit, and injuries will catch up with them. I'm not saying we're at that point quite with him, but we damn well could be. And if I had him in a league at this point, and I could get a decent offer for him, and in most leagues you're not going to, not what you would consider, not what you would probably consider value. Because I mean, he's going to come back, he's going to play, and he's going to score, but it's just a matter of how much longer you think that's going to happen for. I think he's a very dodgy play this week from what I've been reading. So I would assume he likely will not be in the lineup tomorrow. And I'm going to assume Daniel Jones probably won't be in the lineup either. So, it's Daniel Jones is fucking hopeless. I'm going to lean to Robbie here. I think he's got a probably better starting team overall. And if McCaffrey's out, it just takes away some massive points from Kenneth's team. So, yeah, I'll lean that way without dragging this out. And overall record, they only played once last year. It was the Steamrollers beat the Eagles. All right. Akron Pros up against the Bulldogs. The other podcast, which has gone by the wayside. There was a mention by Jake there the other day that he said to Drano we should get the podcast up and rolling. I had reached out to him to see if they wanted to join me for something either today or on the weekend or something, but they declined. So, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, another tough game, man. What do we got here? Fucking 2 points. 2 point difference on this one as far as the predictions are concerned. So, what do you do, man? They'll all be close games. Well, they're all projected to be close games anyway. So, I'm not deliberately just gone silent. I'm actually just going over the team while I'm looking at it. It's a bit harder to do this when you haven't got a partner here to eat up the dead air. I still think Jake's team is marginally better here. He looks like he's set a lineup and he looks like he's going the double DT. He doesn't want to leave those Keon White points on the bench again, apparently. So, yeah, I'll lean to Jake. They played each other three times actually last year, and Jake actually held a 2-1 record over Joey. So expect a close game. I expect a close game in most games all the time. To be honest, that's just the way it is. All right. My shit show of a team up against the Buffalo All-Americans. Davo, the champions from last season. Started the season off beautifully this week. Oh, last week, I mean. Yeah, look. My quarterback situation is more fucked than I thought it was. Kirk Cousins, I actually hope he gets benched. He looked fucking awful last week. Can't throw. I'm assuming his Achilles is still giving him problems, and he literally can't plant his foot to throw. He can't drive into the ball at all. Now, maybe it was because they were playing the Steelers. I don't know. The Steelers have got a pretty good D and a hard defensive line to play against, but very concerning if you own Kirk Cousins anywhere last week. It was as bad as it looked on paper. It was worse to actually watch. He looked washed. He really did. I'm assuming it's the injury, but I don't know, man. Not good. And my other options, I think I got Sam Darnold up against the 49ers, which is a scary matchup. And fucking Will Levis against anyone. I'll be honest. Well, Will Levis was fucking awful. If it wasn't for him, the Bears wouldn't have won. He was terrible. Rest my team. I'm happy with that. Yeah, who knows? Davo's got a massive advantage at quarterback. He's got two really good quarterbacks. Lost Jordan Love and still managed to come out of it with two startable quarterbacks. Yeah, look. All right, Dave's team's been scoring well. No reason to think it won't continue to do so this week. So, with my situation the way it is, I'm going to lean to David for the win and cross my fingers and hope that I can somehow get something out of it. So, I'm not real confident there. Green Bay Packers up against the Miami Dolphins. Paddy up against Jared. Man, I know Jared has hammered the waiver wire today. Good luck. I hope it's improved, but I can't possibly see him beating Pat. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. So last year's record between myself and Dave was 1-1. And while I'm at it, last year's record between the Packers and the Dolphins was 2-0 to the Packers. So, yeah, look, I can't see anything other than a Packers win here. I think Paddy goes to, I believe he's 1-1, so I think he'll probably go at least 2-2, if not 3-1. So there's not much to talk about there. If these guys here hit and score big points for Jared, it makes a big difference. This clown here has to actually show that he's worth even 10% of what he's getting fucking paid right now. Because I haven't watched the game from last week, but everything I've read was he's awful. And hasn't been good for a year and a half at least now. So at one point I saw people even trying to say that he's the second best quarterback in the league. There's no way in the world he's better than Josh Allen. No way. It's not even in the discussion, man. I think Josh Allen and Mahomes are the two best quarterbacks in football, and I think there's a large distance to whoever the fuck number 3 is. So, it's definitely not Joe Burrow. Yeah, look, I'm going I'm tipping Paddy to win this, and yeah, can't see it going any other way. All right. So overall standings from week 1, we got Davo leading our defunct division 2-0. He's the only one to go 2-0. Then 1-1 for myself and Joey. 0-2 for Kenneth and Jake. Jake, I think, might have been the second lowest scorer of the week. He was. Active, we got the Bears and Saints at 2-0. Packers and Eagles 1-1, and the Dolphins at 0-2. Survivor. I'll touch on it while I'm here. Far out. Thank you, Cincinnati. Thank you, because now I don't have to look at it for the rest of the season, and I don't care. Congrats to Joey, Kenneth, Jared, and Spirit. Good luck, guys. Yeah, got it between you. Tippins, 13 overall for the leaders and 11 for the bottom few teams. So it'll be tight. Too early to go the crow there on anything. So congrats to you guys. What do we got? Joey, Jake, Matt, Jared, and Spirit all on 13 points. Good luck, everyone there. Long way to go. Don't know why I've got the week 1 schedule on the screen there. Here we go. Any games? I think Bills Dolphins should be a good game. It'll be a good game to watch. Should be exciting. Should be some offense in that. What else we got? Bucks and Lions could be a sneaky good game. Colts Packers should be a good game. Although, man, Jordan Love, if they I can't believe they're seriously going to play Malik Willis. I don't know. If Love's out and Willis plays, I think the Colts could quite easily stomp the Packers. To be honest, that's not a good move. Bengals Chiefs. Look, Bengals need to do something if they seriously consider themselves a contender. And I did see, so under Taylor, the Bengals, I think I read, 1-11 in the first 2 weeks of the season. They've literally won 1 game under Taylor as head coach in the first 2 weeks of the season. So maybe we all should have looked at that stat before the season started last week. We maybe a few of us wouldn't have taken the Bengals. I actually had the Vikings in to start off with, and then I lost it and decided to change it over to the Bengals. Otherwise, I'd have been still in that. This Falcons-Eagles game, it'll be interesting to see if the Falcons can bounce back and actually give something even reasonable on offense. They were so bad last week. I don't know. We'll see. Looking forward to the games. definitely looking forward to see the Bears and hopefully an improved performance from the offense up against the Texans on Sunday Night Football. But yeah, bring on week 2, man. I just hope we see. Oh, I hope we see some better performances. It was hard to watch a lot of games last week. I don't think I've got anything else to touch on. All I say, good luck to everyone next week. Hopefully we can dodge the injury bug a bit more this week. And good luck, Davo. I'm up against you. And yeah, enjoy the footy. Watch. The best bit of advice I could give to anyone: don't even look at your fantasy roster. Don't look at the fantasy scores at all while the games are on. I've stopped doing it. I just don't even care. I can't do it. You can't do anything about the result that's going to happen. You can't do anything about whether the idiot that you've decided to put in your starting lineup gets tackles or gets a catch or drops a pass or fucking whatever. You're better off. We've all got enough teams. Set your lineups. Let it happen. Sit there and watch the games and actually enjoy the games for what they are. Go and have a look at the results afterwards. It is a far less stressful way to watch a game and definitely more enjoyable experience watching a game. Most of the time, I go into a game, unless it's the Monday night games. By that point, I know what I've got left and what I need to have happen. But and I didn't see a minute. I'll tell a lie. I probably saw about 3 minutes of the Monday night game this week. But just sit there and watch the games and enjoy the games for what they are. Don't worry about the fantasy football thing. Can't control it anyway. There's nothing you can do about it. You've made your decision on what you wanted to start. Just hope it plays out well. If it doesn't, reset, try again next week. So, all right, guys, good luck anyway. And thanks for watching if you do.